Hello everybody, if you are searching for a story-driven deck-building RPG, and from what I understand, inspired by this classic novel carrying the same name. The game is called... Wait a second, how do you pronounce it? I mean, I'm half Polish and I don't know how to pronounce it. Let me check.
Krzyżacy. Krzyżacy.
Okay, I search. Krzyżacy. So basically, the Knights of the Cross is the translation. Here we go. Now we know it. Now keep in mind, aside from the campaign with the different difficulties, there's also a roguelite game which opens up. You're gonna unlock it after you finish the campaign. It doesn't matter which difficulty. Unfortunately for me, by the way, I unlocked it by the start another one on lower difficulty, and it actually locked me out. So the only thing I saw is it kind of about, there are different steps you need to progress in order to get to the top, to the end. So basically it's a roguelite, but I don't have any footage for you for that particular one here. Also keep in mind, everything is here is from the beta. Alright, so you're gonna find maybe some issues that you see here in the gameplay. This is not the final version of the game. So I got a key from the developer for review purpose, and I review a pre-release version of it. Now in this game you're gonna recruit companions. And it's very essential to recruit the right ones, and it will help you to create the build, hopefully to be successful in combat. It's a story driven, there is text of course, but it's gonna be more on combat than all the talkative stuff, and you can skip it if you like. And the music in this game is absolutely amazing. Alright, let's take a look at the game. First of all, this is going to be the map. Now, you're not going to traverse the map, you're just going to interact with the sidebar, with the quest going to appear on the sidebar. Also going to appear visually on the map. And there is the camp, which allows you to interact with NPCs. So you can see the healer, for example, which you can heal, the shop, you can buy cards, to recruit new allies, trials to fight bosses that you already finished, and the deck, which allows you to reduce the size of your deck. Here are the cards, as you can see. You can buy and refresh them, recruit to recruiting teammates, different ones. You can see the rarity, their skills. We're going to talk about the skills in a moment. Again, they're going to appear, by the way, randomly. Depends on the ones that actually appear in the character pool. And this is the one that reduces the deck for better synergies. Now, it's important to note there's the main hero and the three teammates. The main hero deals damage with the cards, whether you can actually get from story teammates or the one that you hired. You're going to, by the way, meet some of them during the story. Now, it's important to keep in mind there's the main character and your allies. The main character deals damage with the cards. Your allies use skill. Now, the skills are used depends on the color of the cards you're actually using. So if I'm using, for example, 2 green and 1 blue, at the end of the turn, this skill will be executed. If I want the ultimate ability, I need to cast 3 green and 2 blues. It doesn't have to be in this particular order. Now, if you play with them, they're going to level up, and of course, their stats will become better. And if you browse your cards, you can actually see in the deck, you can actually see the different colors like blue, green, and there are different ones. And of course, the different characters, allies, are going to have different colors for their skills. Now, this is an exception. The purple cards are one-time use. They're going to still be in your deck, but once you use them once in battle, they are discarded. You can't use them again in the same battle. I mean, unless you have several of them. Alright, let's take a look at combat. So you can see that I'm playing my cards, and if you look at the bottom of the characters, you can see there are some diamonds with different colors. This, this is for the combo that you need to use in order to activate a skill. So I'm using a blue card, for example. I'm going to finish it, and then this ability will be executed. It's going to extend because there are new skills that require more cards. But at the end of the turn, it's going to execute it. So you can see I'm playing blue. The blue will fill. It doesn't have to be in the particular order, but if I'm playing blue, it's going to fill the blue. And now I need to use a red to finish it. And basically now, because I'm going to finish everything, it's going to execute the ultimate ability. You can hover the character to see all the skills. And you can see now the turn ends, I end the turn, and the skill will be executed. For all the characters, by the way, depends on the colors that I used. Now at the bottom left, you can see the amount of energy that I have. and the energy cost for each card at the top left side of the card. The top left, you're going to see the relics, which are the passive. You're going to unlock more as you progress. Again, it's a turn-based combat. Now, as you progress, you're going to also have this talent tree, which allows you to kind of, different type of things, passive, that you can unlock for your character. Again, this is global, right? You're just going to unlock them and you're going to have it. You don't need to do it for each character. So you can do it for get more gold, for example, for healing, for attack and survivability, and you can just progress and invest where you find fit. So this is talents. The other thing is promoting your character, which if you create promote, you can see that I can promote different options for my character. Now, it doesn't mean that it's better. Depends on the synergy of your cards that we're gonna decide to use. So there are 3 options that you can unlock, one of them later on. By the way, same goes to your main hero. Once you level up, you're gonna improve that character abilities. Now, the difficulty of the quest is gonna be marked with stars. The more stars, the higher the difficulty of that combat. By the way, it doesn't have to be combat. Some of them are gonna be events. We give you different options to choose. For example, here I made the Elder, and I decided to choose one option that increases my party's max HP, which is great because the cards we can get later on. So I decided to get max HP, which is quite rare to get. And the reason you want to engage in combat, aside from the all the game is designed around that, is because you're gonna get different loot at the end, which increase also your XP, allows your character to level up, gold. You can get relics. You can even choose between different cards. And again, depends on the combat. Some of the variations will appear. Sometimes you get just gold, some you get relics, sometimes the combinations of both. Now, some quests, of course, as you finish them, you're going to get XP, level up, but you can also unlock different characters. They're going to be added to the pool of characters, and then you can buy them in the recruit in the camp. And by the way, don't forget to interact with your character in the camp because they can give you some one-time use cards. So don't forget to do that. I'm just mentioning it again. And going to be either dynamic surprises like I finish a combat and then I made this character and get a huge discount on different cards here. Just important to note regarding relics, if you are full, you need to replace another relic. So just make sure that if you get a really good one, replace one that you don't actually need. You can't really keep them all. Just saying. There's also ones that allows you to get into event, which are partial event. You can need to finish all of them. Then allows you to get some rare gear. And you see something in red, this means you're going to give up, and then you're going to get something in the green. So there's something going to be different options. Decide what you prefer to choose. And of course, there's nothing like getting your first legendary hero. This is the time that I got my first one. As you can see here, marked with S. Beautiful. Now, one thing that bothered me that I thought that there's not be enough selection of cards to unlock by considering the length of the campaign, which I think is about 10 hours or so. I can understand that. So they won't really overcomplicate things, just allows you to really create some really cool synergies with a smaller selection of cards. Still, it doesn't mean that you're going to find some of them harder to get, and combination and trying to find out. There will still be things for you to discover. But I'm just saying, the scope of the game is more limited rather than something huge. And by the way, I'm fine with that. Short and amazing. And of course, there's a higher difficulty, so you're going to be more challenged after you finish the first playthrough. Now, of course, speaking of rarity, there's some really amazing relics. Going to get them towards the end game. For example, like this one, which every time the player loses HP, draw one card. Amazing. But of course, the game wouldn't be perfect. They were in boss fights, and there are quite a few of them in the game, and especially when you want to travel from one area to the other, each chapter to the next chapter. Let's take a look at some gameplay for this particular boss. Now, I also haven't mentioned that there are achievements. By the way, there's a typo there at the top. You can see I told you this is a beta. Keep this in mind, the pre-release version. You can see which one you unlock, and there are plenty of them. I mean, even once I finished, there are plenty of things that I haven't unlocked yet. So definitely worth continuing and playing again in another campaign. Of course, in higher difficulty. Now, I think in general, the mechanics of the game is amazing. The sound, the visual, this is just a perfect combination of things that just work. That's why I enjoy it so much and I continued until the end. However, there are things that annoyed me. For example, there's no sound for the ultimate or for victory. There's no VSync option. Hopefully they will add it because I had the issue when I played on one of my displays. I wanted saves to be ordered in chronological order, which is not. I couldn't really see the progression of this partial mini quest progression, you know, 1 out of 2, 2 out of 3, and so on. And sometimes characters they join you really don't really fit the synergy because you're all using a deck, so the story ones, although exciting because you want to play them, sometimes just don't fit because you already invested in particular build. There are also some little bugs. Again, this is a pre-release version where I couldn't get out of the camp. It happened rarely, but it did. I really hope to have a multicolor card. That would be something amazing, but there isn't. Like for this, for example, there was a one character like Payat, an attacker ally that has an ult that requires 1 red and 4 blues, and it deals 18 damage to all enemies and remove all buffs. So instead of having that 1 or 2 red cards in the deck, a 1 multicolor card could solve this, and I can actually enjoy playing with her, with my build. Now, just so you know, one last thing, there's also a save option that allows you to save, you know, and if you see that you're not going well, just reload. So it's very forgiving in that aspect. So again, taking the disadvantages, the issues that I had, and the advantages, I personally think this is a little masterpiece. And this is a pre-release version. Hopefully some of the bugs will be fixed. But overall, the game is amazing. So much fun. Higher difficulty will be more challenging. There's also, again, the roguelite, which I haven't got a chance to play. I think it's a fantastic little game that's really worth your attention. Bottom line, it's super fun. And I'm pretty sure many of you will enjoy it. And this is it for this video. Give a like, subscribe. See you on the next one. Cheers. Bye-bye.